You know, it's a little bit of a long story. I didn't originally plan to be a coach. I started in college, obviously was a college basketball player, but I was going to go into business. And by my sophomore year, I believe, you got into like accounting 101 or 202. And it wasn't easy for me, and I was spending time. I was always a good student, and I was spending time to make sure I got an A or a B, and I sit down with my advisor, and he's like, hey, this is the easiest one. It's going to get a lot harder. And I started, in my mind, started thinking, how am I going to meet the demands of being a college basketball player and still maintaining my GPA and getting a business degree? And I just moved a different direction. I decided to become a coach. It's all I had known all my life. And I had a tremendous high school coach and then a good college coach as well. So it just flowed. It just kind of worked out. I've known Coach Painter a little bit off and on, and I've certainly watched him from afar and the program from afar. And the Big Ten Conference arguably is one of the best in the United States. Coach Painter is certainly one of the best human beings and one of the best coaches in the United States. And I had a great run at Creighton. I've been with a really good group of individuals and coaches and administration, and I felt like it was a time for a change where we would have a chance to be really good. I'd have a chance to continue to work with like-minded people and continue my pursuit to become a head coach. When you think of Purdue basketball, I think you think of a very well-coached team that never beats itself, a group of individuals that always works together. They do things the right way, both on and off the court. They're tough-minded, and they play basketball the right way. They share the ball, they play for one another, they play for the name on the front of the jersey instead of the back of the jersey. And those are all the core values that I've grown up with, and the things that I value in my life and in my pursuit of being a head coach. And I said, well, Coach, why me? And he said, well, on one of the Nike trips, he was with my head coach and a bunch of other head coaches, and they're sitting around and they're just kind of talking, and somebody asked about me, and he was like, Steve Lutz does a really good job for me. I love him and all that kind of stuff. And then he was at USA Basketball with another person, and he asked, well, if you had a job opening, who would you hire? And my name came up again. And we've got a couple mutual friends, and after Jack got the Miami of Ohio job, he reached out, and we just kind of went from there. I absolutely have scoured the roster up and down. It's a little bit in flux right now with 3 guys with their name in the draft. I was able to watch the guys play yesterday, and it's exactly what I thought it would be. A team that is very well coached. They stay within their system. They know what their roles are. They accepted their roles, and then they perform those roles. But I like what is returning, and think that we have the makings of a team that can make a strong run in the NCAA tournament again next year. Favorite basketball memory is winning our Missouri Valley Championship and having my 2 daughters up there on the stage with me as they handed us our medal. That's probably the biggest memory I've had. Currently, my favorite NBA team is the Spurs. Obviously, that's my hometown, but just Greg Popovich and that organization and how they go about things. They don't always maybe do what the rest of the NBA doing is, but they have very much a system, and it's built on character, and it's built on playing basketball the right way. Always have liked Larry Bird. I was a kid as Larry was in the prime of his career, and I've never forgotten that. I don't know what job I would be doing. I know what job I would like to be doing. I'd like to be a stay-at-home dad and take care of my kids, maybe make sure the yard is clean and mowed, and go play golf or hang out at the pool, or have a relaxed life just with my kids.